Can you give us your name and where you're located?
Yes, it's Tia Simmons, and I'm in Hurricane, West Virginia.
All right. And what kind of activity have you had going on in your home?
So it started shortly after we moved in. Um, just kind of a feeling of sadness and depression. Um, and it slowly progressed to things missing, not being able to find something that you know you just put there, and telling yourself that you're crazy, and eventually to sounds, hearing things fall, thump, bang, having an eerie feeling, um, all the way now to we've both um, heard voices, heard things talking, both heard the same male name
Now, you've been physically attacked.
Yes, I've had bruises on the backs of my arms that are shaped as fingerprints, completely unexplained. Just wake up with them there. Um, I've also had a screw come out of the kitchen cabinet at my husband, just flew out of the cabinet. He opened it up and it just took a dab at him. So you know that it didn't just fall out or roll out. It was like chucked at him. Um, what else? There's so
So
many.
you had your face.
Oh, the stove. The stove. We woke up one night, probably 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. The front burner on the stove was red hot, as if the burner was on high. The stove was off. We tried to get it to cool down, tried to get it to go off, and it wouldn't. It took maybe an hour and a half before it went off, I would say. Um, then there are burns in the floor in Odin's room. He refuses to sleep up there. Um, while we've both been hearing strange noises or sounds, he'll cover his ears like he hears something to know that he's trying to block something out. Um, all the books, I took books upstairs to put into the bookshelf that I'd finished reading, and the books both found themselves back in the bottom of the stairs. As soon as I came, I just put them on the shelf, and I hit the bottom of the stairs, and there they are. And I'm like, I know I'm not losing it. I just put them there. But what was most creepy to me about that was they were named The Fear and Lock Your Doors. So that was scary. Probably one of the scariest things that we've both heard was a female say, guilty, understand, guilty, hang yourself, Clint, which is my husband. So that was pretty scary too. Yeah, just a lot of really just strange things. There's a circle out of assorted objects. It's still actually up there. We never touched it. That just appeared overnight in my daughter's room. Um, The TV is always on up there in my son's room. Every time we go upstairs, I don't care how many times we turn it off, it's playing. And you know that Disney Plus, Netflix, they all ask you a million times, are you still watching this?
Yeah.
So how will it play for 14 hours? I'll never know, but it does. Every time we go in there, my daughter's room, the door will be open in the closet and it'll be unlocked. We both know that we didn't do it. The lights will flick on and off. No, yeah, nobody wants to go out there at all. It's just, the books won't stay on the shelf in that hallway at all. They're always in the floor no matter what you do. And you know, a long time we blamed it on the kids, must have been doing it, but then eventually you realize that, you know, there's no way. And so, you know, when you're sick, you call the doctor, and when you're on it, you call the ghost people. So that's what we did.
Did you say you were also attacked on the stairs?
I was. I fell down the stairs. It's almost like I was pushed. And actually ended up breaking my toe in the top plate of my foot. And you know, I blamed that on Odin too. I was holding him at the time, and I said, well, it's his fault. You know, he was moving, and you know, he kind of throws himself around, and I just lost my balance, and I fell and I kicked the stairs. But you know, it was another freaky, creepy thing. I felt like I was pushed, and we both felt like we've been touched, like we'll feel something. And you know, we've downloaded a few. How reliable they are, but I feel like different ghost tube things and spirit boxes, and he saw like figures standing behind me before. We both feel better as soon as we leave the house, immediately. But it really, most of the activity has surrounded me, but it's also been my husband. Not really the kids so much. I mean, none of the kids have been hurt, so that's yeah.
Now, you have a basement. Nothing really has went on down the basement?
Not really. You know, we don't go down there. That's why. We just don't. It's scary down there. It's really just bad energy. I mean, probably the weirdest thing down there is that it's just, you hear noises all the time. And it's always freezing. It's always freezing up here or upstairs, and it's always freezing in the basement.
It's pretty cold up there.
Yeah, upstairs is never warm. There's nothing that you can do to keep it warm. It goes right back to ice cold. And you know, both kids refuse to go at all up there, especially Odin. He will not. I guess that the outside of the house, as far as like being outside of here, either of us have never had anything like this happen, never heard anything. I never believed in this at all. I would have said it was all make-believe until now.
Until it happens.
Yeah.
Now, have you had issue? You said the garage, your husband will not go in the garage?
Yeah, he doesn't really go in the garage either. Those are both, the basement and the garage are places that we've just kind of, and we've lived here for almost 2 years, and we just stay away because it just doesn't feel right, if that makes sense. You go in there and it's like, you get goosebumps and this.
Okay, you said it was like Confederate land, this whole area.
Yes, this was all part of the Civil War, how Hurricane Creek got its name. During the war, the soldiers were walking down the creek, and as they were walking down the creek, they noticed that the branches were shaped like they'd been hit by a hurricane. So that's how Hurricane got its name.
Okay, how neat is that?
Yes.
Okay.
So, and there was a battle here on Hurricane Creek Road. Probably a great deal of it took place right here where we are.
That's a big thing right there too.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
they're kind of on their land, basically. Yeah.
Yes, and it's an older house. It was built in 1960, not terribly old, but old enough that I'm sure it's saw its share of people and activity and emotion.
Right.
Just a couple of streets up from us.
I'll just take that part out.
Take her for a minute.
Getting tired of sitting there.
Yeah, she was like, no, I'm done with this. So, a couple of streets up is the house. There was a double murder, suicide there. You get a little bit of mixed information whenever you do the research. I think a couple of paranormal teams. There's one, Teresa. I can't think of the last name, but if you look up, Teresa's blog on Facebook, you can find where she's done some research on a lot of the properties around here that are, I guess, have activity. But the murder suicide one was pretty big. A guy had killed his wife and daughter and then himself. And that was actually after this house was built. So the house was here existing at the time that that happened. Then, like a couple of blocks up from that, there was a little boy that had been electrocuted. Another little boy behind that who had drowned. Then a little further down the road, the opposite direction, you have the Umberger house. There's a lot of different things that I've read about that. They were slave owners, so I'm sure there was some pretty horrific things that took place there. But I'd also read that there was a child that had hung himself from a chandelier on accident, trying to slide down the banister somehow. Not completely sure about that one, but they still say that that subdivision has a lot of activity that sits there now where that was. There was a football player that had fell and drowned or jumped into a shallow part of a lake and broke his neck and drowned. All of those are within a 1.5 mile radius of where we are.
Activity. And you said the river runs right back
Yeah.
back here, so yeah, you got
Yeah, we are
It's like a
right,
hotbed.
right smack in the middle of it. Yeah, and it was funny. We joked about it before we moved in, and we said we're just gonna buy the haunted house. We know it. That's our luck, and here we are. So, but yeah,
well, hopefully we can figure out what's here, who's here, and get rid of them tonight.
I hope so.
I hope so. All right, well, let's see.
All right, let's see.
All right.
Fucking door, man. Shut the fuck up, man.
Messy.
Messing with what?
Clint.
Why are you messing with Clint?
Demon.
You're not a
Come in the
demon.
bathroom.
I'll come in the bathroom. Are you in the bathroom? Why don't you come in here? Be a big thing. Come in here. Oh shit! Shit! You just fucking knocked me down, you son of a bitch! Fuck you! You ain't fucking knocking me down again!
Ow, fuck you.
Fuck you, I'm not.